everyone, and welcome to another house building video. This time I'm building in the Sims 4, a house in the Sims 4, and I didn't build one in the Sims 4 for a long time now. I've been doing the room builds, but not really house. And this one, it's actually inspired on those little Hobbit houses from the movies Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and I don't know, they are so cute, those houses, and I wanted to take some inspiration of them in them and try to do something. And I really like the movies. Lord of the Rings is probably one of my favorite trilogies of all time, if not my favorite. So I don't know, I wanted to do them, and I didn't use the curved roof ability in The Sims 4 yet, so I wanted to do that. And it seems like the more obvious and common choice it's to make futuristic houses with curved roofs, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something different, and I remember that the Hobbit houses had curved roofs because they are meant to be inside the earth and inside the actual grass and all of that, and it looks really nice. So they are curved because they look like they are part of the terrain, and they are, and it just looks really nice. Unfortunately, there's no light green texture for the roof or color for the roof, so it was a bit hard to actually match the roof with the terrain paints of the lot. This is the closest thing that you can get, is dark dry green, but in the end it actually looks really nice, and I think it kind of looks like it's part of the terrain because I did use a lot of plants, and right now, as you are seeing, this is actually going to be the front of the house because I'm going to rotate the house because I'm just gonna love how this part is going to becoming. And just one thing, this is supposed to be an inspired house, not a copy of the actual houses from the movie, and it's just supposed to be inspired on those houses. So just be aware that this is not supposed to be just like exactly the same thing. But yeah, I'm just trying to make the roof perfectly curved with no edges showing, and here I rotated a lot. Unfortunately, the little porch area that I was building went down because I rotated. But yeah, I'm just elevating those plants so they are in that little porch, and it looks really nice. And I did made this little bay window here coming out from the side of the house, and I will put a lot of plants to blend in. And I also did a back garden on the back of the house, and here I was trying to do little circles with the terrain paint, but it didn't work out that well. And I also did a garden in the front of the house. Of course, there's just a lot of plants because it's meant to be a house that goes with the environment surrounding it. So yeah, there's a lot of plants, and I really like these flowers and plants being elevated and growing in that rooftop, and it looks really nice. And I'm just going crazy with the plants, like I said before. And right now it looks like there is no paint in the walls, no wallpapers whatsoever, but I wanted to use these dark gray wallpapers. That's why it looks like there's no wallpaper, but there is actually. I just didn't want to use other colors because I tried some, but they didn't look right. And yeah, here I'm adding a tree again to make it look as garden and nature as possible, or related to nature as possible. I also put in a little bench. I don't know, hobbits are supposed to be really into their more peaceful and calm life. So a little bench looking at their garden seems to be something that they have and that they enjoy having. So yeah, I did put that bench there, and I will also put an outside table and some chairs and more plants and some gardening to grow your own vegetables and plants as well, because that's what I think when I think of hobbits. They are peaceful and they like their peaceful lifestyle. So yeah, and the interior, I have to say, was really hard because I didn't want it to do a modern interior. Of course, I didn't think that would go with the house at all. So I wanted to do more like a cottage interior, but there's not a lot of furniture at this point in the game yet. There's not a lot of expansions or stuff packs yet, and I don't have all the ones that came out, so I definitely don't have a lot of things to work with, but I tried, and here I was just pulling out some decorative objects that I would want to use later when I was going to furnish. And yeah, as you can see, I did put in some of those vases where you can grow your own vegetables and fruits and all of that in this back garden, and it's just made those plants merge into the fence, so it looks more like more into the environment and related with the environment surrounding it. And like I said, I did put in a lot of plants just to make it feel like all belong and all was just one. But yeah, this house is pretty small. The interior has only, I think, one. It's not I'm thinking. I'm sure it only has one bathroom and one bedroom, and the kitchen, living room, and dining room are all open space. And I'm not sure if you can call it dining room and kitchen because it's all like next to each other. And then there's a space for the living room, but it's all an open area. I guess you could try to expand this if you want to have more bedrooms or maybe a family here. You can try to do more bay windows like I did, and have more like small bedrooms, maybe one. I think it's hard to maybe do 2 bedrooms because that will probably change a lot of the shape of this house. And even 1 bedroom would be hard, but I think it's possible. And I also had a lot of problems with the wallpaper. I didn't know what I wanted to do. The ideal would be me using wood paneling, but I don't really like how the wood paneling looks in The Sims 4, so I just went with a normal wallpaper, just a regular color. And here I'm just taking some care with that window. I don't like to put in counters when there's a window that occupies the entire wall, because you are occupying the window, and from the outside you see that the window is covered, like half of the window is covered. So I did use a little table that doesn't cover the entire down part of the window instead of a counter. And I'm not sure what color of wood did I made it. I know that I had some trouble with matching the colors and all of that, and I also use a lot of columns here just to make it feel more cottagey. And I also had a lot of problems with the counters that are supposed to be in the corner. They were just not working, so I ended up not using it. And yeah, and as you can see, I also used oven that is supposed to be more traditional and hold, because I don't know, it just looks better with the cottagey field. And I also did some green small objects around the place just to have a puff of color here and there. I didn't want it all to be woods and browns. So yeah, there's some green objects, and yeah, I don't know what more I have to say, because yeah, honestly, I wasn't in the mood to record, but I really had to. Unfortunately, tomorrow I can't record at all, and I want to put this video out as soon as I can. And in the next probably 4 days, I won't be able to record, so I really had to do today. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just going crazy with the little decorative objects, just make it look cluttered and like someone actually lives there. And I did put in a fireplace, because if you are in the middle of nature and in a little cottage, you just have to have a fireplace. You have to, and especially if it's a cold day and you are out in the middle of nowhere in the mountains or something, you need a fireplace. Come on. And there's a fireplace, I think, in Frodo's house, I think. There's a fireplace, I'm not sure, but I think there is, so I put in a fireplace here as well. Of course, it's not a fireplace like this, and there's no television in the movie, but yeah. And those plants that you're seeing, they are supposed to be hanging on the wall, and I think they look like they are hanging. And I did put in some plants here and there around the house, because I don't know, I wanted to bring the element of nature inside as well, and not just outside. So yeah. And as you can see, well, you can see it now, but I did made the living room a bit more, I wouldn't say modern, but not as heavy as the kitchen. It's just a little bit less cluttered and a bit more simple. And also I realized when I was going to put the wallpapers, that all the objects from the kitchen that I placed with the sheet that or the keys that allows me to elevate the objects were removed, because I did the wallpapers. That's something that I would love for the producers to fix, is to not have the objects that you place in places they are not supposed to be being removed every time you paint a wall. I think that happens only with walls that are shared with the room that has the objects itself. So for instances, if I change the bedroom, there's some walls that won't affect the objects in the kitchen, but there are others that will, because they are also the walls of the living and kitchen space. So yeah, they should fix that, but no rush, I guess. And that's something that probably it's hard to fix. So yeah, and I'm not sure if I'm the only one that happens, but I mean, I cannot be the only one that has this problem. So this here is just a really small bedroom, and I had a lot of trouble choosing the decorations and the place of the furniture here, and the bed itself, but I think in the end I go with this one. But yeah, and the bed, it's against the wall, but it's no problem, because in The Sims 4, Sims can like go to the seat that is, or to the place that is against the wall, and sleep there. In The Sims 3, you need to have the space in both sides of the bed. In The Sims 4, you don't. So yeah, that's something that is actually pretty nice. And I also did put in some objects there in the bay window, because I just thought that it looked really cool. That's something that I also always wished in The Sims 3, was being able to place objects in the bay windows spaces, and now we can, and I'm really happy. And here I'm doing again the trick of creating a bench with that little sitting area and a coffee table merged together. So I don't know, it's just like a little reading corner where your sim can just sit down. Well, they cannot sit down, but let's pretend they can sit down and just read by the window. Just something again that maybe a hobbit would do, that is reading like peacefully. And here I actually realized that I didn't put in a fridge, and I was just like, oh my god, where am I going to put this fridge without removing a ton of objects and stuff like that. But in the end I managed to have the fridge. This here is the bathroom, as you can see. It's just a basic bathroom. It has all the things that you need. Just some towels and toilet paper and all the plumbing systems that you need to have a functional bathroom. But yeah, I don't know if I did anything special with the bathroom. It's pretty simple, if I'm not mistaken. Just some rug. Yeah, and I'm putting in some decorations in the bedroom because the walls were looking very plain, and I think I will use the shelf that came in with the Cool Kitchen stuff pack. That stuff pack is really good. Yeah, here's the shelf. I love that shelf. It's just so nice. I really like that decoration element, and I'm not sure where I'm going to put it though. I think I will put it, yeah, in that bowl, and just made it the same wood color of the bed just to match, and putting a bin. Of course you need to have a bin, and one outside. And here I did change the mailbox, but then I put the same. And now we are in the screenshots. I hope you did enjoy this video, and thanks so much for watching. I hope you all have an amazing day, an amazing week. So yeah, bye!